News, Hereford, Germany.
Sarah, thank you. Now, you may remember the story of Ben Smithson, a little boy from Ilkley who was born with cerebral palsy, who travelled to America for an operation to help him walk unaided.
Yes, Calendar's cameras followed his family's emotional journey to the States for the life-changing procedure. And of course, we've been catching up with Ben's progress ever since he returned home to Yorkshire. Like many others in a similar situation, Ben's parents had to raise tens of thousands of pounds to travel abroad because the ARP, known as selective dorsal rhizotomy, wasn't routinely available on the NHS. Well, today it was announced that in the future, youngsters like Ben will be able to have it right here in Yorkshire at Leeds Children's Hospital and at Leeds General Infirmary. Well, we're joined now by surgeon John Goodden, who will be carrying out the operations, and also Ben Smithson's mum, Charlotte. Welcome to Calendar. Mr Goodden, of course, this is great news, isn't it?
It's fantastic news. It's an absolutely monumental step forward. There's been a huge amount of effort from our team in Leeds building towards this, but also from the NHS itself, trying to actually progress to this point where they could make this announcement.
Why did this select you?
We had to demonstrate that we were able to do the operation, that we'd done it safely on a number of children, that I had the proper training to do it, and that we had the right team and infrastructure to do not only the surgery but also the physiotherapy afterwards, which is a really important part of it as well, because SDR without the physiotherapy afterwards is pointless. You need the physiotherapy as well.
Charlotte, Ben is doing amazingly well. It changed his life, didn't it, this operation?
Not only his life, it changed us as a family completely, and he's just far more happier and settled in himself and just gaining confidence, really.
And I mean, he's enjoying life to the full. I believe he's away at the moment on his first residential, isn't he?
Yes, he's been in London for the last 4 days with school and having a great time, so it's just amazing.
It would have saved you a lot of grief, travel and money, wouldn't it?
It would have done, but I think that was all part and parcel, and back then, you know, there was very little known about it, and the fact that it's now available in Leeds is just amazing and just takes pressure off parents now.
What does the operation actually entail? I mean, you carry out this operation. Yeah. What actually happens?
Essentially, it's to change the stiffness that is in a child's legs, and the stiffness is preventing them from walking properly. And the stiffness is part of what's called a reflex in the leg, and by cutting about 2/3 of the sensory nerve roots that do like skin sensation and things, you can change that spasticity and take away the spasticity. And then if you haven't got the stiffness that restricts the leg movement or that suddenly pulls it back when you try and move, then you can move much more freely and much more easily.
I mean, you're just one of 5 centres, but
yes.
I mean, this is going to open it up to people all across the country, not just from our region, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there are some people have been carrying on fundraising to have the surgery done while the NHS hadn't made any decision. Others have been saying, look, we can't even contemplate that. So this now makes it genuinely available to everyone, and that's what's so fantastic about it.
Presumably, Charlotte, you know other families who have the same problems with their children.
Absolutely.
This means an awful lot to them, doesn't
completely.
it?
I mean, to know you can have it done locally or, you know, in the UK and have your family support network around you is just phenomenal. And, you know, with the physio package, like you said, is really important to get the physio sorted as well. Because even now, 3.5 years on, Ben's still having physio and personal training.
So are you ready for a moody teenager? Because isn't tomorrow a big day?
Yeah, he's 13 tomorrow. I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping that he stays my lovely Ben. I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he will. Well, it is wonderful news, fantastic, and we thank you both very much for joining us this evening to share it with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. OK, now still to come on Calendar tonight.